Now, long, long ago, there was this ship that was in that first real wave of ships, a very early ship that has, as of yet, not materialized. It is still absent in the Star Citizen universe. Now, we're talking about a ship that was originally sold in 2013. Now, the ship itself has become something of a meme. When people bring it up, it is basically it's that ship that some people like to joke it's never going to get built because they talk about it, they say they're going to do it, they sometimes even put it on the schedule, but they never actually build it. They always end up putting it aside for something else. The ship that we're talking about, of course, is the Banu Merchantman. They talked about it, so now we're going to talk about it. So the meme ship has surfaced once again. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Band of Merchantmen. I really do. In a world where, a lot of the ships have those definite human design traits and characteristics to them, it's cool to have an alien ship. It's cool to have something that's different. I can definitely see the appeal of owning a ship like this. 100%. More so a little bit now, but the problem is it is the meme ship. It has become the ship that kind of symbolizes Star Citizen's delays, right? It's that ship that, we go like, oh man, the Banu Merchantman, that's going to be a cool ship. And then it's like, when? When is it going to be a cool ship? And it's gotten to a point where it kind of taints the discussion of the ship, because every time you go, oh yeah, the Banu Merchantman, it's going to be cool. They just said something new about the Banu Merchantman. And then you're like, yeah, but remember that time the Banu Merchantman was supposed to go into production? It was on the schedule, and we were like, yeah, it's going to be done by May in 2018. And then, no. Like we get our hopes up, we get excited, and we're like, ooh, new interiors. It's gonna be the ship. This is it. It's gonna happen. And then it doesn't, right? And there's always a reason. There's always a logical reason. They don't just go, fuck that ship and everybody owns it, but there's always like a production reason. But I would say that once again, we've kind of gotten to a point where, I feel that its age justifies its being put into production ahead of other things, even. I mean, consider once again that the original date that this ship was sold was November the 20th, 2013. Okay? But we shall soldier on, and we will discuss it. So, once again, CIG has hinted at the fact that there's going to be some level of interplay in between the Banu Defender and the Banu Merchantman. Of course, the Banu Defender is the fighter that is supposed to defend the Banu Merchantman as it goes on its merry way, trading goods, supplies, whatever, all over the universe. The Banu Defender is supposed to march hand in hand with these Banu trade fleets. The problem is that right now the Banu currently have 2 ships. Well, currently they don't have any ships. They just have, ideas. They haven't materialized in game, but these 2 ships, there is, lore that establishes that they travel hand in hand. So, a lot of people have kind of said, well, maybe it could be like a parasite fighter in the way that the P-52 Merlin is to the Constellation. Maybe this could be a parasite fighter to the Banu Merchantman. And to be honest, I think that's the way CIG is going. My interpretation is that, when they talk about, well, there's going to be some kind of interplay in between the 2 of them, that's where I think they're going with this. So other people have said this before. I'm not the first one to say this. But that's where I expect that this is going to go. That there is going to be some type of parasite fighter technology which allows this fighter to either hook up under the wings or somehow we're probably going to see some kind of docking collar, something that allows a Banu merchantman to carry a couple of defenders. That's where I think this is going. That's my opinion on the matter. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that what I'm saying is entirely true. It could be different things. It could simply be that the Banu merchantman has the ability to refuel the defender. Maybe it's that refuel and rearm. Somehow it's got a little remote arm or a hose or whatever, and it just connects and it keeps the fighter moving along with the Banu merchantman, so the Banu merchantman can support the fighter as they travel through space. The only reason why I lean towards the idea of a parasite is because realistically, I think that if you're taking a fighter along with you and you're simply refueling it, then you're going to have to make more stops along the way to account for the shorter range of a fighter versus basically a capital ship or an almost capital ship. That's why I lean towards parasite, is I think that it would kind of carry them and deploy them as necessary, because otherwise it would have to deal with the shorter jump range of a fighter, and that could limit travel time, limit the places that you can go to or how quickly you can get to them. And I think that that would just be an unnecessary complication. So I feel that parasite would probably be the more logical choice. Though, once again, parasite fighters are something that doesn't work yet. So, ask any Connie owners. So I don't really think that this is anything that we're going to see all that soon. They might announce plans for it, but it is probably something that is yet to materialize. Now, as a pirate, that makes the Banu merchantman an interesting ship, because here you have a cargo ship with some muscle, with some real guns on it, and the potential, the possibility of being able to carry one or two fighters along for the ride. That makes it a very interesting ship. That makes it a very unique ship. And so the possibilities with a ship like that are quite obvious and quite attractive. The problem with the Banu merchantman ultimately always comes down to that problem of it never gets put into production, or it gets scheduled, but then it gets bumped. And it's always the same thing. Well, there are other cargo ships in the game that kind of do this and kind of do that. So we don't really need it right now. But I would argue that, because it has been on the back burner for so long, it has become something of a meme. It's definitely going to be something unique. Obviously, you're building out the defender, so you've kind of got the look of the Banu down. So that excuse is kind of out the window, and I feel that it should be in production. And I'm probably not the only one. And not just the people who own it, but also people who are kind of sick and tired of this roundabout with this one ship that has gone on way too long. Way, way, way too long. Now, are we likely to see that happen? And the truth is, no, we aren't. And I'm just being honest here. No, we aren't. And the reason why is the Hull C. Now, a lot of you might have actually forgotten about the Hull C, but remember that for 2016 and most of 2017, we were seeing the Hull C kind of coming together. We were seeing all these different videos, the interiors, the exteriors, all this exposition on the Hull C. But the Hull C it never materialized in the game, right? It was neck and neck with the Reclaimer. And then last March we got the Reclaimer, but then the Hull C vanished. I have a feeling that part of that was probably down to where are you going to land it when it's got cargo? How are you going to make all that work? Couldn't figure it out. Are we just going to have ships that just have all these cargo crates appearing on the exterior of them? I don't know. Have we worked out the cargo system? Probably not. It probably is something that maybe they couldn't make it work. I don't know, maybe there was something about just creating this large kind of dynamic space that folds in and folds out and then making all the cargo appear there. I don't know, maybe there were problems with that. I'm not sure. We don't know because they didn't tell us. It just kind of quietly got put on the shelf and forgotten. But I bet you, if anything, before CIG does the Banu Merchantman, they're probably going to go back and finish the Hull C and maybe start the rest of the Hull line. So I'm not sure where the Banu Merchantman really sits. And unfortunately, even though there's a very good reason, a logical reason for it to be finished, in terms of game mechanics, they're probably not looking at it as an imperative right now. So its title as the meme ship of Star Citizen is probably going to continue for some time yet. So hopefully we'll hear some new stuff about it, some interesting stuff, some stuff that will add some dimensions to the ship. But as for CIG putting it into production, unless there's a huge outcry, and I mean a huge outcry, I don't think we're going to be seeing it really anytime soon. Not even as far as CIG putting it in production. I think the Hull C will obviously supplant it as the next big cargo ship. And if they do it, it's probably not going to start for at least 7 to 8 months before I can really see a hole opening up on the schedule that you can fit that ship into. Anyways, that's the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.